Hello, today I'll be showing you around the Yellowstone Club. This is a map of the continental United States. Yellowstone Club is in Big Sky, Montana. This is Bozeman, Montana, one of the biggest cities in Montana with an airport that you can fly into. Take down 191 right into Big Sky, which is known for the Big Sky Resort and the mountain. However, the Yellowstone Club is further south in this general area here. So what is the Yellowstone Club? It's the only private ski mountain in the world, and it has golf and other stuff that we'll talk about today, like fine dining, outdoor pursuits, and health and wellness. This is kind of a rough sketch of all the different types of homes and layout of the Yellowstone Club. We'll get into this later, but there's everything from home sites to houses to ranches to condos to apartments, and this kind of lays it out. And this is just zooming in on this area right here. This map is a little harder to understand, but I'll attach it in the video for anybody that wants to look into it more. So the biggest thing about Yellowstone Club is the skiing. There's no doubt about it. That's what its selling point is. And because of the fact that Yellowstone Club only has about 700 people living there, there's hardly ever any people actually on the mountains. To go over a map of what the mountain looks like, in red are the lifts that take you up to the top of the mountains. There's a few mountains. The biggest one is the Pioneer Mountain. And then there's the Iglees Mountain. The Yellowstone Club golf course is over here, which is obviously only be able to use in the summer. And there are homes sprinkled throughout over here. The Yellowstone Club also has access to Big Sky Resort, which anyone from the Yellowstone Club can ski right into and make the biggest ski mountain, including both of them in America. The outdoor pursuits are another big deal at the Yellowstone Club. In the winter, there's skiing, snowshoeing, Nordic skiing, which is kind of like ski hiking. And they have a big focus on kids because the whole idea of this place is it's a family-friendly oasis. In the summer is kind of more of the cowboy ranch type of lifestyle with fly fishing, mountain biking, hiking, horseback riding, swimming, archery, and there's much more that aren't listed here. But just look at this view, it doesn't get much better than that. Other than skiing, in my opinion, the dining at the Yellowstone Club is the other biggest deal. There's 16 restaurants on site that are only for members, and they range from small diners to very fancy steakhouses, and you got your saloons, and it's all mixed. So we'll show the 16 now. There's the Buffalo Bar and Grill. That's a roadhouse type of deal. It's kind of like a fancier Texas roadhouse. Boot Room, which is Mexican style food that's open late at night, similar, kind of less fancy, on the less fancy side. There's the Baba, which is sushi and Japanese food, and just general Asian cuisine. That is definitely more on the fancy side. Pioneer Pantry is a grab and go type of station. And if you're doing an activity, you just want to get something quick, you go there. The Rainbow Lodge is a less fancy place. It's lunch and dinner and a complimentary continental breakfast, which would be your typical bagels, some fruit, some spreads. Not fancy place. The Bighorn Bar is a ski bar, so it's in the mountains, And it's just not as much focused on food, although I'm sure they have, but it's more on the drinks. The Warren Miller Lodge, and for those of you that don't know, Warren Miller is a legendary skier. He has his own lodge for skiing at the Yellowstone Club, and he was a resident before he passed away. And this is just your typical ski lodge, which is not too fancy. And although I know I've been saying things aren't too fancy and they look fancy, that's just the look of things in the Yellowstone Club because of how exclusive it is. Here's the golf clubhouse. That's your typical country club restaurant with your pastas and wood-fired pizzas and lighter bites like that for after a round of golf. You have the restaurant on Iglesias, which is like a yurt for skiing. It's actually on the mountain. You can see right back here the ski lift. You can kind of stop off, and this is very casual because people are going to be in ski bibs or anything, and it's not going to be fancy at all. The Timberline Cafe is another one of those things. Just since the let me go back to the skiing map. The restaurant in Iglesias we were just talking about is on the Iglesias Mountain, obviously, and then the Timberline Cafe, which I'm about to explain, is on the Pioneer Mountain. Very similar vibe. This one, my favorite, the Frostbite Diner, is an old-fashioned diner in Montana that's known for their milkshakes. It's a very, very casual place to go to. The lakeside lobby is for quick pick-me-ups to start your day. That's how they put it. It's kind of just a greeting place, gathering. It's located in the Warren Miller Lodge if you're not looking for something that's fancy, and it has a continental breakfast in the morning that's probably more geared towards skiers. And then another infamous thing about the Yellowstone Club and all Discovery Land Company clubs, which happens to own the Yellowstone Club, is you can go into these comfort stations and they have them around the golf course and around skiing, and you can go in and get very quick bites, burgers, hot dogs. They have candy, they have beer, they have snacks, and they have soft drinks as well. There's food at the pool, and that's it. And then occasionally, if I go back to the ski map, they have some other restaurants that are open occasionally that they decided not to advertise on the website. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the wellness. Just because of the type of people there, they are focused on lifespan and health span. So there's a large gym and a bunch of trainers, and then there's also tennis, basketball, yoga, swimming, and all different types of cardio. And there's also the push of kind of like relax and rest, massage, spas, stuff like that. Another big part about the Yellowstone Club is the golf. And the views don't get much better than this, playing golf with the Montana and Wyoming mountains in the background. It's pretty perfect. You get trying to make a hole with this background, it's probably pretty distracting. And this here is a picture of the lodge with the Rocky Mountain background. Here's kind of a drone shot of the golf. So now that you see everything that this place is about, you probably want to live there, like most people. However, it is extremely exclusive. I don't know if this is a fact, but I might go as far as calling it the most exclusive club in America, possibly the world. So they don't typically publish fact sheets like this. You typically have to go in. However, one did make its way to the internet. This is a lot of the information I'm talking about, and I'll link it in the description below. This is from 2014 and 2015, not including buying a house. Just to live there, to become a member, you have to give $300,000 to the club. And you have to pay $36,000 a year, not including your property HOA type of things. I call it a POA for Property Owners Association instead of home because it's all kind of different. And then there's sub-associations depending on which community you're gonna live in here, the big Sky Ridge, Longview Ridge, Pine Ridge, and all those. And then it shows taxes. So this is from 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. It's fair to assume now that this number potentially stayed the same. Maybe it's closer to 400,000, and this number is most definitely above 50,000, possibly closer to $100,000, not including living your house. This is just to live there. Now, in terms of the real estate, there's a few options. And of course, the prices are not listed on the website. You have to make an inquiry and probably show that you can afford it. By getting you can go to the bank and get a form, and that shows how much you can be approved for a mortgage. So the first thing is home sites. Depending on how big it is, it can be anything from half an acre to roughly 5 acres, and that you can build the house. You're just buying the land. The custom residences are built residences already that you just get to move right into. They offer ranches, which are the most expensive, which is on over 10 acres. It can be 10 to 300 acres where you have your house, but you also have ranches that go way into the fields of Montana. They have condos, which this is a stretch calling it a condo. Something like this would be split half and half. Bigger than most people's homes, but it's still called a condo. And then there's apartments in the Montage Big Sky residences, which are kind of in the middle. The prices aren't public, so it's only what you heard, but there are no more home sites available. Everybody bought all of them already. The custom residences range from about 10 million to 50 million for just a house on anywhere between half an acre to 10 acres. The ranches can range anywhere from 50 million to over 100 million, depending on the amount of property you get, because the Big Sky area of Montana is very desirable property. The condominiums are a little more affordable. You can probably get them anywhere between 3 million to 10 million, maybe closer to 3 million to 20 million if you get a really nice condo. And then these apartments are anywhere between 2 to 5 million. Now, I just want to be clear, these numbers aren't perfect, and I might not be accurately representing them because they don't publish it, but all the information online leads you to believe that. But just to show you an example, if you wanted to click on a condominium, they have them for sale, and they have 9 for sale, but it's all price upon request. But to call a 7-bed, 9-bath a condo with a 2 garage is a little bit of a stretch, if you ask me. But the reason they do it like this is because it's much easier, it's cheaper to build this, and it's this way they can sell it for less money. So that is the Yellowstone Club, one of the most exclusive clubs in America, if not the world, and the only private ski and golf resort in the world. Some fun facts: you have some very famous people that live here, including Bill Gates, Justin Timberlake, and Tom Brady. Feel free to comment any questions. I'd be glad to answer any questions asked. Thank you.